if you're struggling with acne on chin and on jawline, you need to stop spending your money on facials, face masks, and all that random skincare from Sephora. I'm sorry to break it to you, but none of these things will actually fix your pimples if you are mostly breaking out on your lower face, simply because they do not treat the cause. So in this video, I will show you exactly how to get rid of acne on chin and on jawline. The exact strategy. I'm not gonna keep you anything because I know how frustrating it is to be dealing with this kind of acne without finding a solution. And I have to be honest with you, your chin and jawline acne doesn't go away simply because you're not fighting it from the root, which is exactly what I teach on this channel. And just to show you that, here's one of my patients. I work with her in my one-on-one sessions, and she contacted me because she had this kind of acne on her chin and she could not get rid of it in absolutely any way. It's been like this for over a year. But after working with her and looking into the cause of her acne, this is her result in less than 3 months. So let me tell you exactly how you can get rid of your acne on chin and jawline, just like she did. Hi and welcome to Acne from A to Z. I'm a pharmacist, and on this channel I teach you how to get rid of your acne by fighting its root cause. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to subscribe and also follow me on my TikTok and on my Instagram for more daily videos and tips about acne. Here's the timeline of this video. We are going to see exactly what this pimples indicates, so what your acne on chin and jawline actually shows you. And once we understand what is its root cause, we are going to focus on how to get rid of it. So I'm going to give you the top remedies for this kind of acne as well as the skincare routine, and after that we will get back to our case study and I will tell you more about my patient. Now if you're ready, let's get into it. The good news I have for you is that if you are breaking out mostly on your chin or on your jawline, this acne actually indicates something very specific. And pimples on chin and jawline are actually one of its most clear signs. And I would say that in about 99% of cases, acne in these areas means that you are struggling with an imbalance in your hormones. So this is actually the responsible behind your breakouts. And more often than not, the exact hormonal problem that is making you break out in these areas is an increased number of androgens. And these androgens are some hormones that have a major effect on the skin, and I'm talking about a negative effect because they are usually the culprit behind hormonal acne. Therefore, if you only get pimples in these areas, on your chin, on your jawline, and generally on your lower face without the forehead, chances are your acne is because of this high androgen, so its trigger is hormonal. And this might actually sound scary, but I would say it's a really good thing because once you are able to identify the cause, it is a lot easier to treat it. Now, how can you be sure that your acne is actually caused by hormones? Like I said, its most specific sign is the position. So hormonal breakouts generally affect the lower face, whether those are the chin, the neck, the jawline, the upper mouth, also the lower cheeks can be affected as well. Like I mentioned, the forehead and the upper side of your face is usually not affected, so it's usually very clear, and there's a big difference between your upper face and your lower face in terms of breakouts. Also, pimples caused by hormonal acne are usually very cystic, very aggressive, they are inflamed, red, painful, and they always leave marks behind after they heal. This is why using skincare is not going to have a major effect simply because this pimples cause is something internal, so it is an imbalance in your hormones, and until you treat that, your acne will most likely not go away. This is why if you have this kind of acne, skincare products usually do not work. And here I'm not talking only about regular skincare, I'm also talking about face masks, about facials, even procedures, medical procedures that are done in order to keep your face clear. Well, if your acne is hormonal, these things are not going to work simply because the trigger behind your acne is an imbalance in your hormones, and until you fix that, you will keep breaking out. This is why I will not insist a lot on skincare, because it's not an essential treatment for hormonal acne in my opinion. However, I will give you an exact skincare routine that works best for this kind of acne, obviously additionally to the actual treatment. So we'll get back to that a bit later on. But getting back to the signs, another really common thing for hormonal acne is that it doesn't respond to antibiotics, antifungal creams, or exfoliation as well, which are generally treatments that are used for acne in general. Well, if your breakouts are caused by hormones, these kind of things are not going to work. So based on these signs, you can pretty much tell if your pimples are actually caused by hormones or not. But since you are mostly breaking out on your chin and on your jawline, and you can't really find a solution for your acne, I am pretty sure it is actually caused by hormones. So the trigger behind your acne are actually hormones. Now, how do you get rid of it? This is definitely the most important part of our video. And when it comes to hormonal acne, I always say that it is super important to focus on the root cause and find a specific goal for your treatment. I actually say this about acne in general, so no matter what acne type you have, I actually recommend finding its root cause and focusing on how you can fix that root cause. Because in this way, you are going to get rid of your acne really easily by fighting it from the root. Now, when it comes to this kind of acne that is caused by hormones, the root cause is kind of obvious. It is an increased number of androgen hormones, which are the main triggers behind your acne. So your treatment goal is going to be very simple, and it is to decrease the levels of these androgens and bring them back within their normal limits. Once you manage to do this, your acne will go away, and I promise you that you will stop breaking out. One thing I advise a lot of my patients before starting a treatment for their acne is to check their hormones, because a lot of times there might be an imbalance in their hormones that they are not aware of, and for this reason, knowing the exact values of their hormones is super important in order to be able to balance them. Now, for those of you who are interested in testing their hormones, I actually have a free PDF with the most important things to test if you want to see if your acne is hormonal or not. It is completely free. I'm going to link it in the description. So if you are interested in testing your hormones and if you have this possibility, make sure to check that out. And there are many things that actually work for hormonal acne. There isn't a specific one, and there are several herbs that work best for hormonal acne. Some of them work for a specific imbalance, others work for another one. This is why I'm saying that it's very important to know the values of your hormones and to know which of them are increased or not. But the most common imbalance I see in my daily practice are high androgen. So as I already mentioned, acne that appears on cheeks and on jawline is more often than not caused by an increased level of androgen hormones. For this reason, the remedies and the solutions I'm about to give you are going to be focused on this. You obviously want to take them with a grain of salt, because it's best to test your hormones and to see what exactly is wrong with them, what exact imbalance you have. So I will take the general case and the general root that is more common, and that is hormonal acne caused by an increased number of androgens. And the first remedy that works really well for this is spearmint tea. I have actually done another video about spearmint tea and how you should use it correctly for acne, because I feel like it's an overestimated remedy, and it mostly works for hormonal acne that is caused by high androgens, simply because spearmint has an androgen reducing effect. So, if you are breaking out on your chin and on your jawline, starting to drink 1 to 2 cups of this tea every single day is a really good idea, especially if you don't want to go for a supplement that is more expensive or that it combines a multitude of herbs. I would say that spearmint tea is a really good thing to begin with. But depending on the state of your hormones, a lot of times it is too weak. So, for example, if you have a very high number of androgens, if your androgens are a lot above the normal limit, spearmint tea may be too weak, simply because it is a tea, so it is not very concentrated. It is worth trying, but you want to keep in mind that it may only improve your acne partially, simply because its concentration is not strong enough. Another remedy that I really like and I have had some great results with in a lot of my patients is licorice. And I'm mostly talking about licorice as a supplement, so whether as a tincture or as pills. And this is actually great for decreasing high androgens, especially when they are caused by your adrenals. So if the main trigger behind your high androgens is an imbalance caused by your adrenal glands, licorice is really good for this, but it can also have a lot of additional benefits when it comes to decreasing testosterone and other androgens as well. This is why it is super effective in hormonal acne in general. Another remedy that I really like and that I am a big fan of is pumpkin seed extract. And here I am talking about both the oil and also about the tincture or the extract that can be used internally. Both of them have an androgen reducing effect. And the best thing about the oil is that it can also be used topically. So it's one of the few remedies that works for hormonal acne on a topical basis. As for the internal product, this can decrease high androgens from the inside, so it is also effective, but I would say that it is more powerful compared to the oil because the oil only has a local effect, while the tincture or the internal supplement has a general effect and it decreases your high androgens, so it basically treats your acne from the inside. And the last remedy I want to mention here is something that I use every single day and I recommend for acne in general, not just for hormonal acne, but it also works great for hormonal acne. I am talking about turmeric and ginger shots. These are some great anti-inflammatory antioxidants and they have a lot of other benefits. Turmeric can also work on balancing hormones and reducing increased androgens, obviously if they are not very high, because if you drink turmeric and ginger as a shot, they are not going to be super concentrated, and this is a very similar situation to spearmint tea. They work in moderate cases, but if your hormonal acne is very aggressive and if your androgens are super high, these kind of remedies may be too weak. However, I would say they are definitely worth trying because turmeric and ginger shots are really helpful in terms of clearing acne of all times and getting you that glowy skin. And you can also make them at home just like spearmint tea, so they do not involve investing a lot of money in a product, in a supplement or something like this. Now, for those of you who are sure that they have hormonal acne and they want to get rid of it completely by treating it from the root cause, I'm actually preparing a masterclass that will give you the exact step-by-step formula of what exactly you should use, how you should use them, how you should combine them in order to get rid of your acne and balance your hormones, because this would basically fix your acne from the inside. The goal of this masterclass is going to be to give you an actionable step-by-step plan that you can use, that you can implement daily. So if you are interested, I'm going to link it in the description below. Now let's talk a little bit about the skincare routine you should use if you are breaking out on your chin and on your jawline. And I get this question so much on social media, and people just want to get a skincare routine or some specific skincare products that are going to fix your acne. And like I said, this kind of acne is caused by hormones, and generally hormonal acne is famous for not responding to skincare. So if you count on skincare when it comes to treating your hormonal acne, I can guarantee you're not going to get rid of it. Skincare can only be used as an additional remedy, but not as the main treatment, simply because it doesn't target the root cause of your acne, which is an imbalance in your hormones. For this reason, you want to focus on the internal remedies that I mentioned above as a first-line treatment. You can also use skincare, but do not put your focus on it and do not invest into super expensive products, because I can guarantee that when it comes to hormonal acne, expensive products are not necessarily going to make a huge difference. And if you watch some of my previous videos that talk about skincare routines, you know I always like to go for the minimal, so I'm never gonna recommend you a skincare routine based on 10 products. I do not believe in that. I would say that something made of 4 or 5 steps is more than enough, sometimes even 3 steps if it's possible, but I am not a fan of complex skincare routine. For this reason, the first thing I would recommend you to begin with is double cleansing, and specifically at night. So you do not want to double cleanse in the morning. If your face is super oily, you can use a hydrating cleanser, something like hyaluronic acid, but you should not double cleanse in the morning. Instead, you should double cleanse at night. And what double cleansing means is using an oil-based cleanser first and then rinsing and applying a water-based cleanser. Now, when it comes to oil-based cleansers, there are many that work. I don't have a specific recommendations because oil-based cleansers generally do not have active, so they do not have the risk to break your skin barrier or super irritate your skin. Instead, when it comes to the water-based cleansers, I would recommend going for a hydrating one, not for an exfoliating one, because since your acne is hormonal, exfoliating will probably not make a huge difference. For this reason, you want to go for a hydrating cleanser, something based on hyaluronic acid. This is usually my favorite ingredient when it comes to hydrating cleansers because it really cleanses your skin, but it hydrates it at the same time. So it is not going to strip your face from its essential oils that are super necessary, and consequently, it is not going to break your skin barrier. The next thing you may use is a spot treatment, but you want to use that specifically on the area where you have pimples, so straight onto your pimples. This is why it's called a spot treatment. You do not want to apply it all over your face. I've done that mistake in the past, and I am telling you from my experience, you should not do this because you can make your breakouts worsen a lot more. So you want to use products that are meant to dry out your pimples and help them disappear faster. And one that I really like, one ingredient that I really like is azelaic acid, but again, used only as a spot treatment. You can also use retinoids if you have a prescription. They are also great, but I would say that azelaic acid is slightly a safer option. This is why I like to go more for it. You would basically apply that at night after double cleansing, and specifically on your acne, on your pimples, so not all over your face, not in the area surrounding it. Like I said, you really need to pay attention to this. Next, I would recommend going for a moisturizer. This is super important, especially if you apply a spot treatment, because you do not want it to dry out your face or break your skin barrier. And when it comes to moisturizer, things are pretty complicated because you want to choose that one that is suitable for your skin type. So generally, if your skin type is more on the oilier side, you are going to use products that are lighter, and generally I would go for gels. As for drier skin type, you can go for thicker products that are more hydrating, more soothing, more concentrated. Definitely, it is up to you. One product that I really like is this one from Neutrogena. I have always recommended it in my videos because I feel like it's a moisturizer that is really suitable for both oilier skin types but also for drier skin types because it has a lighter texture, but at the same time it hydrates really well. So it's a moisturizer I have been using for a lot of time and I really like it. So if you need one recommendation, one specific recommendation, I would definitely go for this one. And lastly, you want to apply SPF every single morning, and the exact product you choose also depends on your skin type. Generally, oilier skin types will not tolerate chemical sunscreens as well as drier skin types. So if you feel like your sunscreen is clogging your pores and you cannot use it every single day, which is recommended, you should go for a mineral sunscreen, which is generally easier on the skin and it is more suitable for oilier skin type. And if your skin is drier, you can use pretty much any. A lot of times you can go for a sunscreen that is also moisturizing, so you can skip the previous step in your morning skincare routine. I personally do that a lot because I don't like applying a lot of products on my face. So if you find an SPF that is also very moisturizing and soothing, you can definitely use that as a moisturizer as well. Now let's get back to the case study I presented you at the beginning of this video, and I was telling you about that patient that wrote me. She was struggling with an acne on her chin for over a year and nothing that she used was helping. So she was mostly using skincare products. From what she was telling me, she was exfoliating a lot and her skin barrier wasn't actually damaged, but it wasn't very far either. So I actually told her to focus more on treating her acne from the inside because her acne seemed to be hormonal at first sight, and she also had some hormonal tests that confirmed she had an increased number of androgens. So I basically made her a routine based on remedies, tinctures, teas, and also some skincare. And this routine was mostly targeted to decrease the high levels of her androgens, which were the responsible ones for her breakout. So I used a combination of the things that I mentioned here in this video, but I also recommended her a lot of the things that I talk about in my masterclass. So if you are interested, I'm inviting you again to join in. But basically, she started to see some results from the first week. She told me that she was no longer breaking out constantly and her pimples were healing slowly, but they were healing. But she was mostly happy because she would not get any new pimples, which was a rule for her before. She would constantly break out and get new pimples weekly or sometimes even daily. So 2 months on after implementing this routine, her face was a lot better. Her pimples were actually scars now and they were starting to disappear slowly. But the point is that she did not get any new breakouts, which was an essential goal of our routine. And 3 months on, her face looked like this. It was really glowing. It was great. You can still see some of the marks of her previous pimples, but she was not getting new ones constantly. So she was maybe breaking out now and then, but she was no longer getting new pimples every week or every day. So you can see what happens when you start to target your acne from the inside and you start to fix and fight its root cause. Once you know what is actually making you break out, what is actually triggering your acne, it's going to be super important to treat that specific cause. If you manage to do this, I can guarantee that your acne will get so much better, just like the case of my patient. For those of you who are still unsure what is causing their acne, I have my signature course, the Anti-Acne Formula, that will help you identify the root cause or the root causes behind your pimples, and it will also give you a step-by-step action plan that you can implement in order to treat your acne's root cause. So if you are interested, I invite you to join. I have had an amazing feedback on this course and it has helped so many people until now. I am waiting for your questions about your acne, especially if you are mostly breaking out on your chin and on your jawline. So if you have anything you want to ask me, let me know in the comments below. That was pretty much all for today, and I will see you in the next video.